At the instance of the 36 state governors, President Muhammadu Buhari today convened yet another emergency security meeting to address the nation's security challenges. That meeting highlighted the deep divisions over the decentralization of the police as the state governors failed to agree on state policing.
Good evening, I'm Susan Ilian.
And I'm Rotimi Michael Kadi. Newsnight Nigeria begins right now. PDP governors have expressed their readiness to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage recently signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari. In a ruling on Friday, Justice Intro said both parties should maintain status quo as of May 30, when the case by Dark Communication was filed, but the regulator had accused the outlets of violating the National Broadcasting Code by broadcasting inciting messages, especially from the social media. Well, the suspension has been met with condemnations, with activists accusing the NBC of attempting to clamp down on free press. The PDP Governors Forum also condemned the shutdown and suspension of the operating license of Dark Communications PLC by the National Broadcasting Commission, describing it as an act of intolerance and repression against the press. Arise News analyst Sebastian Agbinda is here with us. Sebastian, thank you very much for joining us. I just want your quick take on the court order by Justice Intro today that status quo should maintain.
Well, this is a democracy, so I think it's in order.
Before I let you go, you kind of try to expatiate on the issue of social media, and if they have to extend, this kind of treatment to social media users in the country, don't you think that will be out of control?
It's a global thing. You saw what happened in New Zealand. There's a need to regulate. It's not just a Nigerian problem.
So you're calling for regulation?
I have continued to say here that you need, because a lot of what...
Well, barely 24 hours after the end of the 8th Nigerian Senate, aspirants for the office of the Senate President in the 9th Senate have intensified their campaigns for the nation's number 3 job. One of the aspirants and anointed candidate of the APC, Senator Ahmed Lawan, today here in the nation's capital unveiled his proposed agenda for the 9th Senate. Arise News correspondent Abel Ejikeme was there.
On Thursday, there were farewell and jolly good speeches.
Well, barely 24 hours after announcing at the presidential villa of his withdrawal from the race for Senate presidency, the office of the Attorney General of the Federation on Friday took over from the EFCC the case of alleged 25 billion naira fraud against former governor of Gombe State, Senator Danjuma Goje.
And we recall that for almost 8 years, the EFCC had been prosecuting the former governor until Friday.
Well, interesting perspective. From what he said, what I could get from that, the executive under President Muhammadu Buhari for the last 4 years, to a very large extent, defeated Boko Haram. He said it, and perhaps maybe it's going to help in quelling that for a very long time. But interesting perspective that I want to bring out from here was from the second one, that the news that we actually promoted earlier about one of the other senators, Senator Gaya, talking about a Muslim, he wants to be the Deputy Senate President. He's from Northwest. The Senate President would be, hopefully, from Northeast. Does it take into cognizance equity, balance of, positions, sharing of positions in the country?
I think it's extremely self-serving. Without taking nothing out from his qualification, a great guy perhaps, but self-serving.
Reacting to an FCT High Court's refusal to bar Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, a top contender of the speakership of the 9th House of Representatives, from going ahead with his ambition, or despite recent allegations against him, the coalition says Nigeria's laws need to be strengthened to keep up with international best practices. Well, Lagos State's Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has given an assurance that his administration will be committed to holistically engaging the people in formulating policies. He spoke to State House correspondents on plans to improve the standard of living in the state. He said the top priority of his government will be to address issues of security environment, and transportation, which are critical for his administration's drive to encourage more foreign investments.
For us as a government that is looking for investment, that is looking for investors.
Let's take a look at business news now. The Nigerian government has tried many ways of initiating lots of policies and programs which is aimed at restoring the country's agricultural sector to its pride. The Super Eagles coach Gunnar Roar today led all 25 players in the team's camp in Asaba to the second Stephen Keshi Memorial Lecture held in the Delta State capital, Asaba.
Keshi died in June 2017, and the memorial lecture was instituted by the National Association of Nigeria Professional Footballers.
Rangers defeated Lobi Stars 2-1 in their second match of the ongoing competition in Lagos and will now, on Saturday, June the 8th, trade tackles with Akwa United in the match day 3. Caterpillars FC, Akwa United, Lobi Stars, Rangers FC and Eimba FC still stand the chance of lifting the trophy or picking its slots to a continental competition. And CAF President Ahmed has regained his freedom without charges today after being arrested by police on Thursday morning or June the 6th in France. So we have Ferdinand Duro, Arise News correspondent here. First of all, let's start with somebody who is very special to Nigerian football, Stephen Keshi. Fond memories of him today. It was remembered by the players that he actually led to glory in 2013.
Oh, very true, and it really is quite disappointing to speak of Keshi in past tense.
I think I have fond memories of him because I have a personal relationship with him, and anytime I see his pictures, it's quite an emotional time for me.
Emotional,
because I do recall a few times when we had some this tete-a-tete and always phone calls and all of that. To just hear about his demise is just one of those things that puts sour taste in your mouth.
Rotimi, it's quite unfortunate, but I insist that it's about what we make of these memories or what we make of this legend after now.